Hey, welcome back. Today we're going hiking from Tolo to Epidaurus. Just kidding. We'd spend half the day walking if that was the case. Although there are hiking trails where Ellie and I are going today. Hey, just a sec. Ellie, can they come with us? Yeah? Come. It'll be fun. We'll further discover the Mycenaean region and see places like a 3,000-year-old bridge, an olive oil factory, and a 2,000-year-old theater, which is also a must-see. Don't worry, you won't even need a car rental to get here. More on that shortly. We'll also share hidden gems that we didn't get to visit, but that hopefully you will. We've got some great value in today's vlog, so stay right there and soak it in. Before heading on our day trip, we double-checked Google Maps and came up with a spontaneous itinerary. Our first stop today will be at the Mycenaean Bridge of Arkadiko, which is also known as Kazarma. I may be your tour guide for the next 10 minutes, but by no means an expert in Greek pronunciation. So keep that in mind if you think something is pronounced wrong. According to Wikipedia and other online sources, this ancient bridge, located near the village of Mycenae, more precisely in the northeast Peloponnese region of Greece. It's believed to have been built during the Mycenaean period, more precisely around the 13th century BC, making it one of the oldest bridges in Greece. It also appears to have been part of a military highway between the two cities of Tiryns to Epidaurus, which formed a part of a wider Hellenic road network. When visiting this region, you'll most likely see or hear the words Hellas and Hellenic. Hellas simply means Greece, and Hellenic relates to the Iron Age and classical Greek culture, as well as the Greek language. The sophisticated layout of the bridge and the alignment of the road indicate that the bridge could be used by chariots. It might not be the Golden Gate Bridge, but it's been up here for 3,000 years. Pretty impressive if you ask me. Our next discovery was the Melas Oil factory. We took a chance and decided to drop in without a scheduled tour. Luckily, Anastasia's daughter was there to greet us, but told us the factory was closed. We did manage to purchase a few items and made an appointment for the following week. By the way, we already have that vlog up and running. You'll find it over here. In that video, we shared tons of information about olive oil, like that famous question everyone asks: what's the difference between regular olive oil and extra virgin olive oil? And now we're just seconds away from the highlight of the day, the Epidaurus Sanctuary and Theatre. You'll be happy to know a few important details. If you make your way to Epidaurus by car, you'll be able to park here for free. There are also hiking trails around, which is cool because then you can combine your daily exercise with a wonderful ancient discovery.
So we're starting to connect the dots. We're here at the old theater that we want to visit, which is the path number 1. And we're looking at the map. On one side is Greek, on the other side is English. And we're thinking, okay, so we can do all of these things, but actually these are all spread out across the different regions. So the one in blue, which is actually a bike path, will go all the way to the sea. And the one that we're going to do right now is number 1, which is this loop to go and see this theater, which has been highly recommended even by locals that we've met recently. Now, the other thing too that threw me for a loop earlier is we saw on the plaque number 5 at the old bridge where we were at, and it looks like there's actually a hiking because on the plaque there was a hike. So this is where we were earlier, and we actually saw the old bridge, but there's a hike that you can do there. And on the hike itself, you can see the church. So it looks like, yeah, there would be a church that you could see, ancient roads to Europe dating back to the Mycenaean era. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
We later found out the correct pronunciation is Mycenaean.
Hikes that you can do in this region, and then we're here right now. So we're gonna go and explore here, see the theater, and who knows, maybe we're gonna do a few more later on.
And if you don't have a car, you'll still be able to get here from, say, Athens. There are tours running from Athens to Epidaurus Theatre. Although tours usually mean a tighter schedule, you might not be able to hike around, but you'll still be able to walk around the old sanctuary anyway. We found a great tour from one of our affiliates called GetYourGuide. This tour has loads of value, offering you to see many attractions in the region. For example, the Corinth Canal, ruins of Tiryns, Nafplio, and Epidaurus. We have your special link in the description. Moreover, Near the entrance, you'll find clean washrooms, a restaurant with large seating area, and a small gift shop. Feel free to visit our blog if you'd like more information. Also, at the time of the video and our visit, the entry fee was 12 euros. If you're like us, you might equate the theater to entertainment, similar to our cinemas nowadays. However, Konstantinos, the owner of our apartment rental, told us a different version about Epidaurus. He informed us that it was a healing sanctuary where people would go to find wellness. In addition to healing practice, the patients would also assist the shows at the theater. It is said that the shows would help the patients in their recovery process. Once Konstantinos told us about that story, I quickly remembered a modern version. You might have heard of a fellow called Norman Cousins. I once read in a Tony Robbins book that this fellow Norman once laughed himself to health. Similarly to Asklepios and the Sanctuary, Cousins was convinced that emotions played a powerful and overlooked role in human health and disease. After being diagnosed with a painful disorder, Cousins found little relief in conventional medicine and better benefits from 10 minutes of belly laughter. We'll leave the link in the description in case you want to learn more about Norman's story. But isn't it cool how our minds work similarly to that of 2,000 years ago? Besides that, Epidaurus is one of the best kept theaters that we saw in our 25 days in Greece. It was built in the 4th century BC and considered one of the best preserved ancient theaters in Greece. The theater has a capacity of roughly 14,000 spectators and is still used for events and shows to this day. Additionally, the theater has a reputation for its perfect acoustics. A whisper or a drop of a pin from the center stage can be heard by spectators in the highest seats. This exceptional acoustics is due to the design, which includes a series of stone tiers that help to reflect and amplify sound.
After what just happened, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to speak, actually. Some guy got kicked out for using a musical instrument. So, my name is Serge from Discovering, and this is my impression of the gladiator. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you came here? So there's this overall feeling of intimidation when you're down there, despite the fact there's only about maybe a dozen people in the crowd. The feedback that you get, just the acoustics, it feels like 10,000 people are listening to you or whatever. So even though it's an empty stadium and there's only a few people there, you feel like you have to rise to the occasion. It's really impressive. And for anyone who's looking to get over fear of speaking in front of crowds or just in general, it's a really good test to be in the front because there's nowhere to hide. You're there in the middle and all eyes are on you pretty much. So yeah, pretty cool experience.
On our way down the steps, we ran into a tour guide who interacted with us and invited us to stay for her acoustics demonstration.
That's pretty cool.
Pro tip, if all of this sounds great to you but you'd like an enhanced experience, then why not combine a visit with a live show at the theater? Look out for this link in our blog and see if you can synchronize your visit with a live event. In addition to visiting the Theatre of Epidaurus, it's also possible to witness a portion of the Temple of Asklepios in the museum. You can also discover more of the sanctuary in the open air. Look out for the Odeon, the Roman baths, the stadium, the gymnasium, and the Abaton. The stadium was constructed in the 5th century BC to host the nude athletic games. Ho ho! These games were hosted every 4 years to honor Asklepios, the god of healing if you remember. Kinda sounds like our modern version of the Olympics, doesn't it? With one small difference of course. The Abaton was a sacred enclosure within the sanctuary, where the healing rituals took place. Patients came here seeking divine intervention with the help of induced sleep, Asklepios appeared to the patients during their trance and advised them on the treatment they should follow. Building E, on the other hand, was a dormitory where patients hoped to receive a visitation or a dream from Asklepios to guide them towards a cure for their ailments. Additionally, the sleeping quarters were designed to provide a peaceful and restful environment conducive to healing. It is said that both buildings in the sanctuary played a crucial role in the healing practices. As promised, the other hidden gem we wanted to share with you, besides the trio we just revealed, is the sunken city. We sadly didn't get to visit, but it sounded so cool, we absolutely needed to share it with you. We've now added it to our wish list for our next visit to Greece. Once again, Leah has outdone herself with a tremendous job on our blog. Have a look for yourselves if you're looking for more details about this region. We've come to the conclusion that if a handful of locals ask you if you've seen a certain attraction, it must be important to visit. And especially so for Epidaurus, as it's part of Greek history and culture. Hey, thanks for coming along. It was cool. We had a lot of fun. You want to do it again next week? Same time, same place? Oh, and bring some friends too. The more the merrier. I'll put some video footage and images together and I'll post it online on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So subscribe, and if you want to share it with your friends, feel free. All right, thanks again. See you soon. So we hope you all liked this video and managed to make your way to Epidaurus during your trip to Greece. We are already working on a new video for next Sunday. And oh yeah, Leah's been working on creating some great digital products. But you'll have to follow us to find out more on that. Alright everyone, have a great week, stay safe, and keep on discovering. We'll see you in the next vlog.